Hello and welcome back to Chatting in English. I'm Sarah, and I want you to recall the last time you saw a professional conflict erupt online. Not in a meeting room, but in an email chain, a Slack thread, a comment on a shared document. How quickly did it escalate? How much more visceral did the anger feel compared to a disagreement in person?
And I'm William. What you're describing isn't anecdotal. It's a documented psychological phenomenon. A 2023 study from the MIT Human Systems Laboratory published in the Journal of Digital Communication confirmed it. Low-stakes disagreements in digital-only environments are 340% more likely to escalate into high-intensity conflicts than their in-person counterparts. The medium isn't just a conduit for conflict, it's an accelerant.
Today, we're tackling one of the most critical yet terrifying skills for the modern professional: digital diplomacy, navigating conflict and building consensus remotely. This is not about avoiding conflict. Healthy conflict is the engine of innovation. This is about preventing the digital space from turning a constructive debate into a relationship-destroying inferno. It's about orchestrating agreement across silent, distributed teams.
We will move from understanding the unique neurobiology of digital disagreement to deploying specific de-escalation scripts for every platform, to architecting digital processes that bake consensus building into your team's very workflow. This is the skill that separates chaotic, paranoid remote teams from resilient, high-trust distributed organizations.
But first, we must diagnose the disease before we can prescribe the cure. William, what are the core mechanics of this digital conflict amplifier?
We can break it down into 4 primary amplifiers, Sarah. First and most critical is the affective disembodiment effect. In person, we process conflict with our full sensory apparatus. We see micro-expressions of doubt or concession. We hear tonal shifts that signal softening. We subconsciously mirror body language to build rapport. Digital communication strips away 93% of these affective emotional cues. We're left with raw, unmoderated text or a laggy video feed. The brain, facing this ambiguity, defaults to threat detection.
Second is temporal distortion. In an office, a disagreement has natural fire breaks. The meeting ends, you walk to lunch, you cool off. Digital conflict exists in a perpetual present. The angry message sits in the chat, staring at you. You can reread it instantly, each time amplifying your interpretation. The reply button offers instant, frictionless catharsis. There's no hallway to walk down, no coffee machine to pause at. The feedback loop is terrifyingly short.
Third, the public performance of disagreement. A quiet sidebar in an office is private. A disagreement in a channel with 50 people, or worse, a reply-all email chain, is a public spectacle. Egos become entrenched. The need to win or save face in front of colleagues overtakes the need to solve the problem. It's conflict as theater, and everyone has a front-row seat.
And fourth, the curatorial identity. Online, we have time to craft our personas. In conflict, this often means crafting the perfect, devastating rebuttal. We edit our messages to be more logically airtight and rhetorically sharp, removing the softening hedges, I feel, maybe, it seems, that exist in spontaneous speech. We send not our emotional, whole human response, but a polished legal brief against the other person. It's devastatingly effective at escalating.
So the battlefield is set, a landscape devoid of calming nonverbal cues, where time collapses, where every fight is potentially public, and where we are equipped with the rhetorical equivalent of precision-guided missiles. The traditional rules of diplomacy are insufficient here. We need new rules built for this new world.
And that's exactly what we'll provide. Our framework today is built on 3 strategic pillars, moving from internal mindset to external action. Pillar 1, the diplomatic mindset and self-regulation, managing your own psychology. Pillar 2, the de-escalation playbook, tactical scripts for live and asynchronous conflict. Pillar 3, consensus architecture, designing processes that build consensus proactively.
You cannot de-escalate a digital conflict if you are personally escalated. The first battlefield is your own nervous system. Digital diplomacy begins not with a clever phrase, but with a regulated physiology.
This starts with recognizing the physiological trigger. When you read a provoking message, your body reacts before your mind does. Cortisol and adrenaline spike. Your vision can literally tunnel. The first rule, never reply in the first 90 seconds.
This is a neurological danger zone where you are biochemically primed for fight or flight, not for diplomacy.
Implement the mandatory buffer ritual. When triggered, physically disengage. Close the laptop lid, turn the phone face down, step away from the device. Regulate the body. 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale 4, hold 7, exhale 8 for 1 minute. This stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Reframe the intent. Practice charitable incompetence. Assume the sender is not malicious, but merely incompetent at digital communication. They aren't trying to destroy me, they're just terrible at expressing stress in writing. This cognitive reframe lowers threat perception.
Next, adopt the investigator's mindset. Your goal in reading a conflict-laden message is not to find the insult, but to diagnose the underlying want and fear. Behind every aggressive, "Why wasn't I consulted on this?" is a want for inclusion and a fear of irrelevance. Behind a terse, "These numbers are wrong," is a want for accuracy and a fear of professional embarrassment. Your job is to reply to the want fear, not to the hostile packaging.
This requires pattern recognition of digital hostility cues. Certain phrases are almost guaranteed to escalate. Your own internal filter must flag them before you type. Per my last email, translation, you are too stupid to read. As I clearly stated, translation, you are not listening. For future reference, translation, let me condescend to you. Moving forward, translation, you messed up the past. Your diplomatic mission is to translate these passive-aggressive grenades into neutral, actionable language.
Finally, embrace the principle of asymmetric calm. In digital conflict, the first person to demonstrate unflappable, consistent calm owns the moral and strategic high ground. It's asymmetric because it requires only one side to do it to change the entire dynamic. Your calm becomes a container for the other person's chaos, and eventually it will dissipate.
With your own mind fortified, you can now engage tactically, but the platform dictates the strategy. A fire in a Zoom room requires a different response than a smoldering resentment and a month-long email thread.
Not all digital conflict is created equal. We need a triage system. Scenario 1, the live video flashpoint. A disagreement erupts suddenly on a Zoom or Teams call. Voices tighten, people talk over each other. Tactic, the verbal air traffic control. As a participant, you don't have to be the leader to do this. Use a calm, steady, slightly lower-toned voice to interject. Pause. Can I just synthesize for a second? This uses a neutral verb like synthesize, not interrupt or stop. I'm hearing two valid concerns, Priya's concern about the timeline and Mark's concern about quality. Is that a fair capture? This names and validates both sides without taking one, creating a moment of cognitive relief. Tactic, the tactical tab. If the conflict is bilateral and derailing a larger meeting, use the chat privately to one of the parties. Your point about the budget is crucial. Could we park this specific vendor debate for now and take it offline so we can cover the other agenda items? This is a graceful off-ramp that protects the group. Scenario 2, the text-based firestorm, email, Slack. This is the most common and dangerous. Here, the golden rule is to downgrade the medium. Never fight fire with fire in the same forum. The moment you detect heat in text, you change the channel. The escalation ladder in reverse. From public channel to private message. Hey Sam, I want to make sure I fully understand your feedback on the doc. Mind hopping on a quick 5-minute voice call? From text to voice. A voice call restores tonal nuance. If tension is high, propose, would a quick video call help us align on this? I find it's easier to talk through complex feedback. From async to synchronous, the ultimate de-escalation is real-time conversation where misunderstandings can be corrected in milliseconds, not hours. Crafting the de-escalation message. The invitation to move channels must be flawless. It follows the SAFE script. S, specific and neutral. Regarding your comments in the Q3 budget thread. A, acknowledge intent or value. I can see you're pushing for thoroughness, which is important. F, frame the shift as collaborative. To make sure I don't miss any nuance, would you be open to a quick sync? E, express autonomy. Absolutely no pressure. We can continue here if you prefer. Scenario 3, the document dogfight. Conflict erupting in comments on a Google Doc, Figma frame, or PowerPoint. This is particularly toxic because feedback is attached directly to someone's creative work, feeling like a personal attack. Tactic, the comment protocol. Never use you in a document comment. You didn't cite the source. Use impersonal, question-based framing. Can we add the source data for the stat? What's the reasoning behind moving this section?
Frame all feedback as questions directed at the work, not the person. Tactic, the summary and side channel. When comment threads get long, be the person who summarizes. I've reviewed the 12 comments on page 2. The core theme is a need for more market data in the introduction. I can pull that together. Does that address the main concern here? Then resolve it in a side chat. And for all scenarios, the strategic use of emoji. A single, well-placed emoji can disarm tension when words fail. A thank you after a tough question signals smart challenge, not attack. A handshake after a compromise signals agreement. A laughter after acknowledging a mistake signals self-awareness and lowers defenses. Use them as diplomatic punctuation. De-escalation is reactive diplomacy. The master diplomat is proactive. They don't just put out fires, they design fireproof buildings.
The highest form of digital diplomacy is to make conflict less necessary by making consensus easier to achieve. This is consensus architecture, building decision-making workflows that are transparent, inclusive, and bias-resistant.
Tool 1. The pre-mortem, digitally. Before launching a major project or decision digitally, hold a pre-mortem via shared doc. Imagine it's 6 months from now, and this project has failed. In this doc, anonymously list the reasons why. This allows dissent and risk identification to surface safely and early, before positions harden.
Tool 2. The decision rights matrix. Much conflict arises from ambiguity over who decides what. Create a simple shared matrix. Decision type, primary owner, decides. Key advisors, consulted, informed, told. Publish it. Are we arguing about the website copy? According to our matrix, that's Maya's decision, with input from sales. Our role is to advise. This depersonalizes authority disputes.
Tool 3. The asynchronous voting protocol. For group decisions, avoid endless thumbs up threads. Use a structured tool like Poly in Slack or a simple Google form. Frame votes with clear options. Option A, launch with core features now. Option B, delay 2 weeks for premium feature. Vote by 5 p.m. This creates clear, time-bound closure and a visible mandate.
Tool 4. The disagree and commit ritual. Formalize this Amazon principle. In a shared document tracking a decision, have a final section, formal objections and commitments. Here, individuals can write, I disagree with the chosen vendor due to cost concerns, but I commit to supporting the team fully in implementing the decision. This honors dissent while safeguarding unity of action.
Tool 5. The digital round robin for sensitive topics. In live video meetings about contentious issues, don't open the floor. Go in alphabetical order, giving each person 60 seconds of uninterrupted airtime to state their view. This prevents dominant personalities from steamrolling and ensures psychological safety for introverts or remote participants in different time zones who are already feeling disconnected.
The ultimate principle, transparency over harmony. Many teams chase the illusion of digital harmony through silence. The diplomatic team chases transparent process. It's better to have a visible, slightly messy process where disagreements are aired in structured ways than a silent process that breeds hidden resentment and eventual explosion.
Digital diplomacy, therefore, is the combination of personal poise, tactical communication, and intelligent system design. It acknowledges that our tools are flawed for human conflict, and then diligently, skillfully corrects for those flaws.
Start by auditing your own triggers. Practice the 90-second rule. Then, in your next project, propose one element of consensus architecture, a pre-mortem doc, a decision matrix. Build the habits and systems that make your team not just conflict-resistant, but conflict-competent.
In a world where we can't see the whites of each other's eyes, we must build whites of our own. Clear, honest, well-structured spaces where tough conversations can happen without destroying trust.
Next episode, we'll examine a related frontier, the digital pitch, persuading and influencing when you have seconds to impress.
Until then, remember, in digital diplomacy, the most powerful move is often not a clever reply, but the deliberate choice to change the channel, the frame, or the process. Be the architect of understanding.
Keep negotiating.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. Truly, every episode feels special because you show up, listen, and make this community what it is. William and I pour our hearts into these conversations, and knowing that you're out there, tuning in, growing with us, and sharing your thoughts, it means more than we can ever say. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you of something important. This podcast isn't just something you listen to, it's something you're a part of. Your support helps us keep creating, keep improving, and keep bringing you deeper, better, more meaningful episodes every single week. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that subscribe button on your favorite platform. It helps us reach more people who'd love this content just as much as you do. And if you can, leave us a quick rating or review. It truly goes a long way. You can also follow us on social media, send us your questions, or share topics you want us to explore next. We love hearing from you, and your ideas often shape future episodes. Thank you again for being here. Stay curious, stay kind, and stay connected. Until next time, this is Sarah, signing off with gratitude and love. Don't forget, subscribe, share, and keep the conversation going. We'll see you in the next episode.
All right, everyone. Before we close out today's episode, I just want to take a moment to say a huge thank you. Seriously, you could be anywhere right now, but you chose to spend your time with us. That means everything. Every message, every share, every moment you tune in helps this podcast grow into something bigger than we ever imagined. Sarah and I are truly grateful for this community. This show exists because of listeners like you, and it continues because you keep showing up. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. We've got so many exciting stories, ideas, and discussions coming up, and I don't want you missing even a single one. Hit that subscribe button, follow us online, and stay connected with the conversation. And if you enjoyed today's episode, take just a few seconds to leave a rating or a short review. It helps more than you know. It pushes the podcast forward and helps new listeners discover our community. We always want to hear from you too. Drop your episode suggestions, your questions, or your thoughts. You inspire so much of what we create. All right, that's it for today. Thank you again for listening. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and remember to subscribe. This is William, signing off, and I'll see you in the next episode.